Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Alexander Barcella in the education class. Sorry if I look a little rough. I have the flu right now, so I'm doing this while sick. But for the class, like especially the beginning where it talks about what do we learn about becoming a teacher, it is so much more than I ever imagined. I guess like growing up, I always saw my teachers as coming in, presenting the stuff on the books, and just showing the class what we're going to do that day and letting it go. And I never thought about all the stuff behind it, like the amount of classes, certifications, seminars you can attend, or just how much of their personal lives it took up. As a kid, I always assumed my teachers just lived at school. They never left and they always were there. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, they aren't. And it's been interesting too, because I didn't realize how much classes and how much education I had to get for this. The amount of electives, especially coming from where I've already had one bachelor degree, coming for a second one, how many more classes I got to take. It's been interesting. This is actually the first education core class I've taken. Coming in, I had all my basics knocked down. This is my first class in the semester, so is this in the New Testament? And that's definitely been my favorite class. To become a teacher, though, I did learn that you got to pass the praxis, and I already started to look at it. A little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. That looks like a very interesting thing to go through. And I know these classes will build up over time to, lead me to be able to pass. The next one talked about was going to be our biggest challenge in becoming teachers. I always say mine's just where I'm at in life. When I got my first bachelor's at University of South Carolina, I was 18 to 21 years old when I finished. I had no wife, no kids, no responsibility, and it was easy. Now, I'm doing this with, having two small children, being married, having a job. It takes a lot of time. It's like you have to take time away from something. Mine's been sleep more than anything else. But you got to take time away from other things to prioritize the schoolwork and what's going to lead to the end goal of being a teacher, which is what my wife and everyone supports me in doing. And as far as tech, I didn't realize how much technology there was until I took this class. Good God. It is insane how much technology there is. When I was a kid, we were still using projectors in high school. We were whirled up and just put it on use a clear paper and it went on the board and you wrote notes off that. Now all of a sudden, I'd heard of smart boards when I was coming out of high school and college. They were starting to just be implemented, I guess, more usefully. But as far as technology, there's so many options for what we have now, from, taking attendance, even with apps, to assigning homework, getting in-class discussions. Even outside of my major, where I'm a middle school social studies major, the technology ones like coding and other things that are available to these kids now, it just blows my mind how much they have accessible. And I feel like it is a double-edged sword as a teacher, though, that, it helps us, but then don't let it take away from what makes us special, where we're the ones that can, be carriers of the word to these kids and show them how to lead by example and be good people, and how doing what we feel is best for the class sometimes can't be taught in a textbook. You can have a lesson plan, but as we learned even in this class, you can sometimes have to deviate a little bit off that plan. And by doing that, it allows us to keep the kids engaged, excited, because, we've all had teachers who, A to B to C to D, didn't matter if the class cared or not, they've done it for so long, that's just how it was done. But now with all these new advents of technology, we're able, to have so many things change into where we can adapt our plans to even specific groups of the children, maybe who have our special learners or ESL, which is something I'm very passionate about, being Hispanic American, making sure that all kids are included. But I just want to thank everybody for such a great semester, half semester with you guys, and I hope to catch you guys in another class.